Hello everybody, it's Lazel here with another video. We got a huge new upgrade and the whole Mystic College got changed. It's been like 1 or 2 days since the update was made and I haven't had any time to check it out. Our chats were full of screenshots and stuff like that, but I just didn't have the time to check it out, so this will be also a first time reaction video. And yeah, I'd say we better dive into it because I think there were a lot of changes. And yeah, let's check them out together. When we press on the Fortify button now, we got our Bella is telling us something about it. And yeah, let's check it out. Okay, starting off with the first thing is that the appearance of the troops is now way better. It looks way cooler. But our Mystic College research that we have done so far didn't get reset. We still have our same skills and they have added 4 new skills apparently for all of the base troops except for the angels. But yeah, there's still some room for improvement there. But yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, I'd say we better get started at the infantry. So the base thing, we still know the acceleration skill, that's known. Toughness skill, that's also known. And now let's start off with the first one. Increase base HP of infantry by 0. With the next one, it is increased by 20. So what's very important to know here is that we are talking about the base HP. When you look into the acceleration skill, it increases HP by a certain percentage. But the, how's it called, the elite infantry, it increases the base HP by a fixed number, by 20. That's interesting how that will work out when you do all of the math, all of the addition and stuff like that. But I'd say 20 is a lot. If we check into the, oh no, actually not that much. We have HP of 2,955 for tier 13 infantry unit. We add 20 to that, 2,975. Interesting, but on the first look, it doesn't look that strong in my opinion. And what we need to know is that now we can also upgrade the Mystic College to higher levels, as you can see, to level 36, which is a requirement for all of the elite things. It already costs a lot, so a lot of Azeroth to spend here. But let's keep talking about the skills. Then we have the Dragon Scale Shield, that is a requirement, or it is required to have elite infantry on level 3. It increases base defense of infantry by a fixed amount when they are attacked by archers. So the good thing to know here is how I understand attacked is it doesn't matter if it's either attack or defense. That's good to know because that's something that infantry was definitely lacking in. And yeah, that's good to see. I am really interested how it will turn out with all of the base stat improvements. Yeah, we will see about that. Then we have the Dragon Armor, increases damage taken by infantry during cross-realm battles by a certain percentage. Okay. Reduces damage taken by infantry. That is something that we always worked around. We never wanted anything like that because we don't care about taking much damage from the frontline unit of our opponent. On the first read, it doesn't sound that appealing to me. And the last skill is the Intervene. Okay, that is a bit smaller. When battling with lords, infantry will share the damage taken by archers and mages by 0%, on the first start 20%. Also, all shared damage taken by infantry is additionally reduced by 60%. Wow, okay. That sounds really interesting. They share the damage taken by archers and mages by a certain percentage. All shared damage taken by infantry is reduced by 60%. That is huge. That is really huge. Wow. Strong skill. I wonder if it's going to be like that all of the damage that is dealt to your army, so let's say like you're getting flanked and your mages are taking hits by the opponent's mages, that the damage is then transferred to your infantry. That's some way how I understand it. Okay, and here's the percentage improvements, and it's good to know. But overall, interesting skill. It sounds very powerful. Well, on the first read we will see how it turns out, but Mystic College requirement level 9, then the Dragon Scale Shield and Dragon Armor level 3 requirement. That's a lot. That's still very far away for me personally. Let's get into Cavalry. Kind of like the same, increased base HP, that's Okay. Increase base defense of cavalry by a certain amount when attacked by mages. Okay, that is good to know, because we know that, or we often work on the fact that we get attacked by a lot of mages. Very often most players play with mages, and yeah, this is really helpful. Then we have reduced damage taken by cavalry during cross-realm events. I think the gold horseshoes is more powerful than the dragon armor, just because of the fact that so many players play all around cavalry and have a huge damage output from the cavalry. I mean, I know it from myself that I barely send any mages anymore. I just send full cavalry count and full angel count, and that's actually it for me. So this one will have way more impact than the skill of the infantry, the dragon armor skill. Interesting. And then they have the wild instinct. Okay, that's very small. Cavalry's horses have a 15% of perceiving an attack when battling with lords, reducing the damage of this attack by a certain percentage. When it hasn't been triggered, increase the chances of being triggered by 15%. The effect can be stacked. The stacked effects are cleared after being triggered. As we know it from cavalry, they are always on a trigger-based effects, and yeah, just as we know from the dodge skill and from the savage impact. So this one is really interesting. What I like about it is that the chance increases of triggering it after it's not being triggered. So at some point it will trigger automatically. You can kind of calculate a bit with it. That's really interesting, and it sounds very strong from the first look. And 13, 24 going up to 60%. Yeah, overall another huge addition here. Then we are coming to the archers. We know the base skills, and I will immediately jump into those. Increased base attack of archers by a fixed amount, okay. Then we have increased base attack of archers by a certain amount when attacking cavalry. That is a very powerful upgrade, because many units struggle with dealing with cavalry, and archers now get an additional, or get even more help. They have a lot of help from different artifacts like Heavenly Spear or Apollo's Bow, and this one will help them even more. Then we have the Dragon Bow, increased damage dealt by archers during cross-realm events by a certain amount. That is huge, actually by 4.5%. It increases the damage, not the base attack. So that is really strong, the Dragon Bow. And finally we have the Rain of Arrows. When battling with lords, archers launched the Rain of Arrows to attack all enemies after every 6 attacks, dealing damage by a certain amount of an archer's normal attack. Rain of Arrows has a 30% chance of additional dealing damage. Okay, this is strong. This is really strong. Every 6 seconds is very often, and the damage goes up to 12%. That is huge. Wow, to every unit. That will have a huge impact on formation designs. Very strong. And lastly, we come to the mages. We have the elite mages, increased base attack of mages. Okay, that's good to know. Then we have pierce armor skill, increased base attack of mages when attacking infantry. Yeah, something. I mean, there are a lot, or way more strong infantry players are showing up. That's something that was about to be expected. When the Mystic College came out, a lot of people changed to cavalry, and it were those players that have a huge budget. And now, let's say like lower budget players are catching up, but are still very strong castles, and they are still playing infantry, and they are doing great with it. So, and then having pierce armor skill is helpful, but especially mage backline units have a problem with dealing with cavalry. Not only because opponents skill with the reduced damage from mages, but also because you don't find that much damage increase against cavalry. So it would have been great to see that here, but understandable from the setup of how archers and mages work. And then we have the Phoenix Wand. We have increased damage dealt by mages during cross-realm events by a certain percentage. That's great. And yeah, just as we know from the archer skill. And last but not least, we come to the spell skill. Interesting. Okay. When battling with lords, increase the critical damage by mages launching critical strikes by a certain percentage. Critical strikes include fatal hit, power strike, and critical hit. That is strong. Still strong. Very focused on single target damage. I personally think that the Rain of Arrows skill is, well, not more powerful because, as I've just said, archers are very focused on dealing damage to the whole opponent's army, so just great for team players, for example, or also for solo players that tend to attack people with big formation, big unit pools. And mages are just so focused on dealing so much damage to just one target, it's crazy. And that this new Mystic College edition just improves that even further. It's very interesting to see. What I think is most interesting for me personally is that they are now starting to work with the base stats even more. I think that's interesting to see, and I'm really hyped about it, about how all of this will turn out. And yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how the intervene, so all of these final skills, how they will perform, how it will look like, and what impact it will have. For me personally, how this will affect my future Azeroth investment decisions, it's actually, not simple. But what I'll do, I'll still keep working on my Angel Mystic technology. So far, there are no more upgrades in here. And even then, I would consider working on Mystic College. I think what I will then do is still work on one of my biggest weaknesses about my army size limit. I have talked about that in one of my latest videos. Overall, it looks very interesting in here. I think it's cool that we get way more diversification and the troops are just working on their unique pattern, what they do and what they intend to do. So this is cool. Of course, it will take a lot of Azeroth, and we all understand the step why they are adding it to the game. And overall, yeah, some of these skill additions look very cool, but for me personally, this is still probably years away. And overall, interesting upgrade or update. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how this will perform. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below how you think about it, what you think are the most interesting skills. I personally think that the Rain of Arrows looks really, really cool. Also, the White Instinct from the Cavalry looks great. And Intervene, also cool. I'm really interested how it will turn out in a real fight and how it will look like. So far, not that hyped about the spell skill for the mages. But yeah, we will see overall. So let me know down in the comments below how you think about it. And then I would say, see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys.